What is up, my veggies? My name is VeggieTales Rayman. Welcome back to another movie review. Now, the other day I asked you guys on Instagram which I should review: Cult of Chucky or Saw 3D, or Saw the Final Chapter. And you guys said Cult of Chucky. So that's what review we are getting into right now. So, sorry that fan having that make a lot of noise. It's really hot in here, so that fan's got it. Well, the fan's not on, it'd be really hot in here. But I decided today to review Cult of Chucky because I said I was going to get around to it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So finally, the final, well, not the final, but like the latest Chucky film in the Chucky franchise. So I did say in my Curse of Chucky review that this one is gonna be a doozy. Like, a lot from the last movie didn't make sense until this movie, and then a whole bunch of stuff from this movie didn't make sense. Like, all the stuff with Jennifer Tilly's confusing. All the stuff like, where's Glenn? I know that stuff was more comedy stuff, but that stuff should still be seen. That kid should still be around. What happened to being a normal family? What happened to all that? The whole cult thing is also a weird concept, and it's also kind of ridiculous at the same time, for the fact that they're trying to make Chucky a cult like them. And we do know that the original Chucky, like the original one that we followed throughout the first 5 films, not the first 4, not the first 6. I mean, not the first 6. Because, what I do believe, this is my complete opinion, what I do believe on this movie is the fact that the Chucky from Curse is not the Chucky is not the one we've known, for the fact that when he gets his head knocked off, it's like that, there's no blood or anything like that. But then you'd probably say, oh, what about the cuts and stuff? It's very, very confusing. And this one kind of throws some answers into the category, and it also kind of doesn't. It also makes it a lot more complicated. It brings back some familiar faces. We get Andy back, obviously. We get Jennifer Tilly coming back in here, or is it Tiffany? We don't even know. There's even a joke in the movie about it's like Jennifer, Tiffany. Even I lose track sometimes. We all have lost track by this point. Like, who are you? You Tiffany or you Jennifer Tilly? Who are you? But the fact that these movies are getting so confusing, they're starting to get even more confusing than Saw. And Saw has a very confusing storyline, but this has got them even more. Okay, let's talk about the movie itself, since we're already like 3 minutes into the review. This movie is a breath of fresh air compared to the last one. It's a lot more confusing, but it also gives us kind of a feel for the original Child's Play, because like there's the whole Chucky did it thing again, but it's a little more different. I'm not too big on the whole mental hospital setting like that. I'm not too big on, but the way this film is paced is fairly decent. The whole thing about the cult is really weird, and it's also kind of don't worry, there's still some of that classic Chucky comedy that's in this movie. The last one didn't really have any. This one has some. Exactly, there's a whole scene of that, and having like scenes where there's like 4 Chuckies in one room is kind of weird. The inclusion of Andy is also a little all over the place, and we have the same actor who played him in the original, very original Chucky, which is surprising that a kid that did a role like that would come back for this stuff years later, but it's also very interesting. We also do get a whole bunch of stuff with Mika, which she's become a very important character now, and Chucky, okay, I'm going to go ahead and give out some spoiler territory. So, we do find out that the chant Chucky was doing at the end of the end of the last movie was he succeeded. He transferred into Alice's body, and Alice wanted up being killed, and also around the end of this movie, spoilers, major spoilers. If you have not seen Cult of Chucky, another Chucky winds up getting into Mika's body, which is also very confusing because at the same time it's just like, why? Because like this is not the Chucky we've gone with, but like technically they're all the same guy. Basically, it's very confusing, and Mika's not technically dead. She's still in there. She's just like asleep technically. That's explained a little bit in the movie, and this is actually the only, but this is the second Chucky movie to not have. Well, technically, it's very confusing. See, the Chucky we get at the end in the after credit scene of Curse of Chucky, I believe that Chucky that got mailed to Andy was the original one, and so in this movie you got that Chucky there this whole time, and it's very, very confusing. I'm confused by it. I want someone to make a video, maybe someone already has, explaining all of Chucky up to this point, because it is very, very confusing. I've only viewed Cult of Chucky I think twice, and it is very confusing up to this point, and I don't even know where to start with Cult of Chucky. It's a very confusing movie, I will not lie, and I find myself pondering this whole movie, being confused, trying to piece things together. It's one of those kinds of movies. It's got some great horror elements, I won't lie. There are a few scenes that are just like, eh. But then this is probably one of the goriest, even if you can even say gory, is ones of the Chucky franchise. It has some very creative kills in it, and it also but it's also very generic, I would say. I wouldn't say it was one of the best ones, obviously. It's probably around like the lowest, or one of the lower ones, because it's very confusing. And hopefully when another Chucky movie gets released, we will have a lot more understanding of this franchise. Well, let's go ahead and get my rating. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because it's very confusing for me. Like, this movie just very confuses me very much. So, and I thought trying to review the Saw movies were difficult, but yeah, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys want to get this movie, Cult of Chucky on iTunes, I'll link it down in the description below. And do not forget to hit the notification button so you'll be notified when I upload videos. And wait, I forgot all my other link to my Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, Tumblr, dailymotion, Twitch, Musically Live, me, Equestria, Amino, Google+, Roblox, Facebook, Snapchat, Spotify, reaction.cam, and SoundCloud will all link down in the description below. And do not forget to hit the notification button to be notified when I upload videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And look out for the Saw 3D review or Saw Final Chapter. I will get that out as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!